Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful sort of 5th of May, 2025. Special episode of the Crusty podcast here. I got some bad news and I have a bit of a dilemma. So I might need your help, my wonderful audience. Anyhow, listener and viewer discretion will be advised because I will be swearing, we'll be smoking cigarettes, and probably having a heart-to-heart with these all there too. So please stay tuned. See you in a bit.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me.
Yes, sir.
There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast, a Canadian veteran's point of view on political, social, economic issues, and life. Here's Crusty.
Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 367 of the Crusty Canuck podcast. An honest plea. Yes. Got some really interesting, bad news today at work. Any of those podcasts has been brought to you by and supported by the Veterans for Freedom Network. That's right, Stand 2. And also brought to you by Veterans Freedom TV coming soon. Hello, everybody. I'm Crusty Canuck. I've been busy the past few days. I had a lot of work to do and stuff. And just with all the political mumbo jumbo that's been going on, it's really starting to bring me down, per se. And just a reminder, too, ladies and gentlemen, if you like and hear what you see, please click like and subscribe. Give me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Get the algorithm going. Help us connect, get our words out there in a timely manner. So I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I'm not going to dress up a shit sandwich. The Canadian Revenue Agency is going to garnish my wages effective this Thursday. So after looking at my assets and squabbling back and forth with certain attorneys in regards to taxes, I've got to pay it. And they are garnishing my wages at $500 per pay, which means an extra $1,000 a month based on taxes that happened a few years back. Now, I admit I am guilty for not filing properly, but I summed it all up there last year, 2.5 years ago, got everything done, got everything filed. And the CRA sent me a bill of $45,000. Yeah, 45 grand. Who do you know on a regular basis in your circle has to pay 45 grand after one assessment or two assessments or three assessments? Unless you have a big business or some kind of empire of some sort. Little old me lives in a nice house with a loving wife and a couple of pets. Drives a truck to work and works with a truck and cattle and what have you. How the fuck do I owe $45,000? Okay. Now, my logic is this. It's my own fault for not filing properly, so you pay the fines for that. I get that. But what I don't get is that the importance of me having to pay this right away or else. A lot of us Canadians are living paycheck to paycheck as it is. And the CRA has had, 2 strikes in the past 2 years in the name of fairness and work ethics and inequality. And they got to tell my employer, we're going to take his money. So it was a bit of a shock when I heard that this morning from our pay office. And they were telling me, we're so sorry, but we got to do this. And I've been angry all fucking day. I've been pissed off, down on myself. Just fed up. Right. Now, I'm not taking on you, my wonderful audience. A lot of you guys have really, really supported me on this journey. And I expect you to, because, I like the interactions I have with my fan base and people that have said hello and given me their 2 cents worth. Good opinions or bad opinions, it doesn't matter. I encourage everyone to give me an opinion. But I can't pay all that money. I'm having a hard time as it is trying to keep afloat with things, And I don't drink like I used to. I barely touch this stuff anymore. My biggest habit is probably these things. But I drink coffee. I go to work, pay my bills, and try to get ahead. And now the CRA is breathing down my fucking neck over correction. It's not 45. It's $46,000 now too. Now, when I worked with an attorney there a couple of years ago to get things sorted out, they found a way for me to save about 17 grand on that bill. But according to the CRA, that's irrelevant. Now, I have papers on my desk there that state they've saved me some money. However, my concern is just how these ass clowns, okay, keep gouging and gouging and gouging and gouging and gouging. And then what? You threaten to go to jail, seize some of my property, because according to the government, there's no such thing as private property, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, as the title says, it's an honest plea. I have some donation links in my description if you care to donate to help me out. Um, I don't want to beg for cash. I'm not one of those podcasters or content creators that begs for money. I don't like doing that. I like to give something and maybe give something in return. That's fine. But I'm not one of those content creators that's going to stand up and shake his ass or encourage someone to shake their ass for me. I'm just a blue collar guy. I'm a veteran. I am pissed off and I critique bullshit when I see it, as everybody else should. But getting that information today, that $500 a pay is going to hurt me. It's going to financially hurt me. And I've been trying to pay off lines of credit on a decent basis, trying to get things up and afloat. And it's getting really, really hard to save any money. And the money I did have saved during the COVID years was gone because of COVID. So the savings account I did have has been fucking destroyed. Okay. And I'm not expecting you, my wonderful audience, to feel sorry for me. I don't want anyone feeling sorry for me. I just need a hand. Okay. And things have been tough for everybody in Canada. Things have been tough for a lot of people, but this administrative red tape bullshit has got to stop. But I don't have a lot of funds to represent me in the courts if I have to. I don't have a lot of assets. I've got some fancy stuff here, flags and old army kit and nostalgia around here, but I'm not going to sell all my shit just to appease the government. But I will ask you, my wonderful audience, if you feel like donating, please consider donating if you can. Anything will help. The more donations I get, the more updates I can give you on my YouTube page and my Facebook page accordingly. I'm not going to pocket any of this cash whatsoever. I'm not pocketing a damn thing. I'm just going to give it to the honchos that have ridden my ass, because I've paid enough taxes. You've paid enough taxes. Every time I see my pay stub, I see about $600-700 gone for taxes. And now they want to take an extra $500 a pay. And I think they're going to dip in my pension too, right? So my 20 years of service to this country, and I pay taxes as a soldier too, right? And I pay taxes after being a soldier. There's just a few years there I didn't file properly. But how the hell did they come up with $46,000? I'm still waiting for some emails from the attorney I talked to before, just to keep the communication going too. I'm just lost for words. I'm not my usual political spiel this evening. I'm tired. And I'm mad. And I'm pissed. I'm hurt. And I'm just fed up with bullshit. And a lot of their Canucks out there are in the same boat too. But I don't know where else to go. I'm not going to beg for more money. And I'm not going to borrow more money. And I'm not going to ask my parents or ask my friends. I want your help, ladies and gentlemen, if you can. If you can consider that, please. That would be really, really helpful to me. And like I said, if you do donate, and if everyone donates and passes it on, help Crusty Canuck. I'm not going to use those GoFundMe pages or those Give, Send, Goes. I need you, my audience. I need you. I need your help. And if you can, please do. This podcast is going to be kind of short tonight because I don't want to sit there and try to turn this into a freaking telethon. But I'm a very, very proud Canadian. I'm a proud guy. My wife's a proud woman. And she's taken this kind of hard too, because that's a lot of money to give to the government so they can go buy a cubicle or pay off another debt or towards the inflationary debt, to the interest. And we all need to get ahead. And I bust my ass to make these shows, and I bust my ass at my job, and I bust my ass to be a decent fucking human being. And when I get that information, I'm just like, you're just carving my heart out here. 20 years I served my country, and I saw my share of action. So I'm not just a guy who served in the Army. I'm also a combat vet. Right? And a part of me is still serving one way or the other. And this isn't fair. This isn't fair to get handed a bill of that stature. Right? And for what? Right? To work some more so some shithead in Ottawa can have an easier go at his or her job, going through files and papers, when the rest of us are outside all times out of the year, busting our asses, freezing our asses off, sweating our asses off. And for what? And they wonder why people are so divided and disenfranchised in this country, because of shit like that. So if you can, ladies and gentlemen, consider donating. I'll leave links in my description. There's a PayPal account I have there too. I will leave you my email as well. It's in the page, but I'll make it the first priority. So if you want to send an e-transfer, that would be appreciated. Just pass the word. Links in my description and where you can donate. Like I said, I'm not going to be pocketing this cash. It'll be going right to the CRA, Canadian Revenue Authority, Canadian Revenue Agency, Canadian Revenue Thieves, Canadian Government Thieves, government-sponsored thieves alike. Because I don't want to be stuck in a rut, because that pay cut is going to fuck me, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm in no position right now to find a better paying job, because there's really none out there at the moment. And I'm not going to go back to school again for another couple of years to listen to somebody tell me the meaning of life. I want the life I've been working for. And you deserve that too, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a happy fellow. I'm not. And like I said, I'm not going to beg and beg and beg, but this is an honest plea. If you can assist me in getting rid of this dilemma, I'd be grateful to you all. Like I said, I'm not pocketing a damn thing. This will be going right to the CRA. So, and I'm not asking you to pay my taxes for me. I'm just asking for a hand, right? Because we all pay enough taxes when we see our pay stubs. And when we go to the grocery stores and when we go to the gas stations, we pay too much as it is. And now this is just the creme de la creme in my life. How the hell do I owe that much money? Honestly, how? Anyhow, I am not going to dwell, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to sit and beat myself up over this. This is a plea. This is a real plea. If you can give me a hand, thank you. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everything too. And I'll give you updates on my YouTube page, my community page, and I will give updates on my Facebook page too as soon as I can. But if you can find it within yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, to give Crusty Canuck a hand getting this sorted out, I'd be forever grateful. And it'd just make the days that much easier. I want to thank my friend Paul, Radio Reaction, for listening. And I want to thank all the Canadian podcasters out there too that are fighting the good fight. Moose and the Loose. Clyde Do Something. Already up north. Fringe out of Calgary. A lot of great people out there spreading the gospel. But this Canuck needs a hand. If you can give me a hand, I'd really, really appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. So, without further ado, I want to thank you for listening and understanding. Like I said, links will be in the description for you too. You can click on and donate what you can, or send me an e-transfer. I'll give you my email there too. Just give me a hand if you can, please. I'm not here to hurt anybody or take anything. I'm not going to steal anything. I just need a boost. I need some support. So if you can do that, that'd be great. But I'll try to get an episode up sometime, probably the next couple of days. Time permits. The weather's getting better, and there is light at the end of this tunnel. There is. My light was shot out today. So, like I said, if you can give me a hand, please, I appreciate it if you can. If not, then okay, still tune in. But I'll try to get an episode up next couple of days for you, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll keep fighting the good fight here, folks. And do what you can to help you out in these trying times. No pun. Look after your friends and your loved ones to the best of your abilities, and love yourself if you can. Take some time out to give yourself a break if things get too hard. I'm going to go for a walk or something. I'm pissed and I'm hurt. But still, chin up, carry on. This will be overcome somehow. And I will try to get an episode up next couple of days for you, ladies and gentlemen, to the best of my abilities. But in the meantime, do your thing. Look after your friends and loved ones. Look after yourself. And like I always say, humanity and merit wins the day. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you next time, folks. Bye for now.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me. Yes, sir. There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
This has been another episode of the Crusty Canuck podcast. Stay sane and thank you for listening. From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast.
I will never forget, to my brothers and sisters who